G'day guys, how's it going? It's Ant from Gaming Antics and it is Friday, which means it is time for another Games Haul video. This week we picked up 4 titles on the Xbox 360. I got 2 from an op shop and I got 2 from the flea market. So yeah, we're happy with that. We're not doing cashies anymore. It's nice. It's 4 pretty good titles. I'm really happy with the pickups. So without further ado, let's jump in and see what we got. All right, so first up, we've got Street Fighter versus Tekken. I haven't played the Street Fighter versus games. Actually, you know what? I've never played Street Fighter, but I have played a lot of Tekken. I used to love Tekken growing up. So this one is one that I'm actually kind of interested in, even if I'm not big into the fighting games. We've got Choose Your Fighters. Challenge your rivals. Will you cross the line? The greatest fighters from the world's 2 heavyweight fighting games finally collide in the ultimate tag team matchup. So Capcom, you know, Tekken is such a classic game. It's a game I remember growing up with, especially on the PlayStation. A lot of my friends had Tekken. We'd go around there and I'd just get absolutely annihilated. But it was still fun trying to learn the different combos and stuff. Obviously with Street Fighter, I've seen a lot of Street Fighter in the arcades and also just on a bunch of consoles. And it's always been a game that I have wish I was good at. I watch the people who play and they know the combos and they know how to do all the moves, and it's very, very impressive. But yeah, we picked this one up from the op shop, $10. It's in pretty good nick apart from the case there. We've got, can you guys see it? We've got a little bit of a break right there. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I think the disc is in good condition. I did check that before I bought it because once again, when we're talking about shop like where you buy retro games, the op shop isn't one that's going to clean their discs, honestly. So yeah, pretty happy with the pickup though. Let's see what we're not going to have much in the booklet. We're probably going to have controls, starting the game. Do we have characters? I used to love the names of the characters. I don't remember many. It's been a long time since I've played a Tekken game. I wouldn't even be able to tell you the last time. I remember I used to always play as Eddie, I believe his name was. He's like I think he does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Capoeira or something like that. But yeah, good pickup. First one of either of those franchises that I own. So yeah, definitely happy with it. Next up on the list, we've got another fighting game, I guess, beat 'em up fighter, and that is Soul Calibur IV featuring Yoda. Yeah. Anyway, engrave your name in history. During the reincarnation of the Soul Calibur and Soul Edge swords, something awakened. The battle between the 2 swords is in its final phase. Be a part of the ultimate fight. Play as Yoda and use the Force to beat your opponent. Unleash your critical finish to crush your enemies and customize your favorite character and challenge your friends online. So Bandai Namco, Ubisoft, I was going to say Unisoft, but Ubisoft. I've never even heard of a Soul Calibur game, honestly. I've heard the name. I didn't know it was a fighting game. I thought it was like a Final Fantasy style game, but it looks interesting. Like I said, I'm not big into fighters. I've played a few in my time, but they haven't been the focus of my gameplay at all. Bandai Namco and yeah. So we got Soul Calibur with Yoda. It's a strange crossover. I don't know how Yoda works into the mix or why Yoda's in it. If you know, let me know in the comments. Not much in the way of the book. Once again, it's basically just telling you how to play the game, character creation. So obviously you've got your own, you can create your own character and move through the story like that. Pretty happy with the pickup. $15 at the op shop. It all looks clean. The disc looks clean. Actually, did I even check it? Yeah, disc is clean. And no issues with the case either. So let me know what you guys think of those 2 and whether they're worth playing. Soul Calibur especially. I'm still going to play the Tekken one because I like that. I do have my cousin who I think is going to come around at some point. We're going to play some co-op games together. So he's big into Tekken. Maybe he might want to play that. I don't know. I'm not too sure. So next up is the first of the games that we picked up at the flea market, and that is Bulletstorm. Kill with skill, an intense, outrageous shooter, quoted by Entertainment Weekly. You've just crash landed onto the most violent resort planet in the universe, and this is the good news. Okay, so we got Epic Games, EA, People Can Fly. I don't know. monsters, guns. Oh, that case is messed up. That case is messed up. You guys can't even see it. The disc looks fine. Yeah, big monsters, big guns by the looks of it. Zany characters, maybe. It looks a little bit like a crossover between Borderlands and Dead Island, only for the way of like the resort situation. Chain gun, Peacemaker carbine, screamer, flail gun, bone duster, headhunter. Surely that's a sniper rifle. Penetrator, bouncer. There's a bunch of different weapons. There's multiplayer. Is there a cooperative form? Yeah. So there's up to 4-player cooperative and some multiplayer stuff. Otherwise I don't know much about the game. There's a bunch that I really don't know much about. But I'm really keen to give them a shot. So I'm still playing through Mass Effect 2. I'm up to the loyalty mission, so I'm hoping to finish that soon. I do want to play Mass Effect 3, but I kind of want to give a shorter non-series game a shot. So there's a few that I've got in mind. One that keeps coming up around the area is Enslaved. Apparently a bunch of people think it's really good. So I've got that on disc from that disc wallet. So maybe we'll see. I might give it a shot. Last up for this week, also from the flea market, we've got Viking Battle for Asgard. The gods will have a warrior. Mankind will have a hero. He will have his revenge. Brutal limb-severing combat moves. Epic battles in a free-roaming world. Hell, goddess of death, orders her merceless army of undead soldiers to enslave mankind and destroy Asgard, the realm of the gods. As Skarin, last hope of the Vikings, control every vicious blow of your sword and axe and drench the battlefield with the blood of your foes. Sega Creative Assembly. So this one looked really interesting. Once again, another one I haven't heard of. Really, really interesting. Clean disc. It reminds me of the new God of War, just by looks of it. Sort of that Viking aspect to it, but takes it back to what looks like old God of War style gameplay. You've got a big map. You got different abilities, inventories, battle of the Brissingamen, rage crystals. What's a rage crystal? If you have taken Freya's wrath to the Legion scum and cracked their empty skulls together, the rage you have expressed solidifies as crystals under your power bar. You have the ability to focus the rage, reusing your anger and hatred of Hell's Legion to hit them harder. Okay, so it's like a what's it called? Like a combat multiplier style thing. Ley stones, chests, cash bags, urns. And we've got a few characters. We've got Skarin, Freya, Hell, Drakan, Fenrir. Fenrir shows up. Holy moly, okay. And we've got an advertisement for Condemned 2. But yeah, very interesting game. I'm picking up a lot of really cool games recently, and I just don't have enough time to play them all, unfortunately. It'd be nice if I did, but I really don't. Yeah, but once I finish Mass Effect 2, I think I'm going to have a break from Mass Effect stuff, jump into another game, and then go back to Mass Effect 3. I think that's the plan, at least anyway. We'll see. But with, we're buying 4 games a week. Most of the games take between 10 to 20 hours to finish, and I don't have 10 to 20 hours a week to play. I wish I did, but I don't. But yeah, that's the 4 games we've picked up this week. Very good little haul, and some interesting games, different from what we've usually been picking up. We have been picking up a lot of shooters and fantasy exploration games. So like even 2 fighting games, a adventure shooter and a fantasy adventure. So we just Viking is pretty much what we've been picking up. Viking and Bulletstorm is what we've been picking up, but we're good. So now I just really need to figure out what we're going to do about these cases. It's unfortunate. I did have a comment talking about the different style of cases. I remember I picked up a game I can't remember what it was, but not that long ago that had a dark green case that looked like a original Xbox case, and I swapped it out. But someone commented on that video saying that it was a matte finish case and that you can get them. I don't understand why you would though. It's confusing to me. I like having all of my games, the same color, same spine, even though some of these are different. They have like the newer ones, or maybe it's not the newer ones. I don't know. There's some of them that have, as you can see, like the green top ones. Where are we looking at? The green top ones and the weird spirally ones. Is it going to focus? Hello. There we go. The spirally ones. Oh, that says live on it, but wait, the top one doesn't. I don't know. I don't know what the difference between the cases are, and it annoys me. I really want that uniform look across the entire collection, but sometimes we just don't get it. So that sucks. Anyway, we're going to add these to sheets, stick them up in the games collection, and then we're going to move on to the second part of the video. So BRB. Well, that brings us up to 182 games in the games collection, which is awesome. Like I said last week, it was only a little while ago when we hit that 150 mark. So I'm really happy with the progress. We're doing really, really well. I have found some bigger titles recently that I kind of wanted to pick up, but they're around that $50 to $60 mark. And at the moment, I still can't justify spending $50 to $60 on one game a week when I'm getting multiple for cheaper and we can make a longer video out of it, if that makes sense. I know I'm going to have to bite the bullet at some point and start buying those bigger I gotta plan it out correctly. But I have found like Rambo, what was the other ones that I found? Metal Gear Rising. There's a couple of others anyway. They're sitting at the flea market. No one has touched them in like 3 weeks. Doubt anyone's going to buy them because I don't think people are going there to look for video games. I feel like every time I go up and put the video games up there, the person who's serving me is like, oh, video games. Interesting. But yeah, there's plenty there, and I don't really need to go there not knowing what to expect because they're pretty much the same every week. There's a couple others like Saboteur. There's a couple of ones I've never heard of before, like Stuntman and MX versus ATV, I think it's called. But yeah, there's a bunch there, so we've got a lot to choose from when I go, and it's not going to be a miss, if that makes sense. So recently, while I've been playing older games, I realized that especially in the early ones, like the firsts of series or the games that come out when the 360 originally came out, there hasn't been the option for subtitles. I know this is a bit of a weird topic, but I am a gamer who likes to have subtitles on. And I think this started around about the time when my eldest daughter was born, and we started watching movies and she'd be gooing and garring or crying or loud play or whatever it is, and we'd put the subtitles on just so that we didn't miss something that was said. And that started branching into video games as well. Now I've got a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old, and they really enjoy playing with other people in the room. So they play with their toys in the lounge room. And at the moment, that's where I'm doing the majority of my retro gaming. I've got a TV set up there with a PC that's recording everything, and they like to play alongside. So for the most part, I have a lot of sound while I'm playing my video games. And like I said, I just don't want to miss out on the occasional word or two or sentence. I want to be able to make sure I'm hearing and seeing everything that's being said, so I have the subtitles on. Do many other people do that? So the question of the week is, do you play video games with subtitles on or off? Also, I'm happy that we've gotten to a point in gaming that they have most games these days, if not all, have the option for subtitles. It's an accessibility thing. Obviously, we want everyone to be able to enjoy the video games that we enjoy, so having those smaller options is a big thing. Recently, I played a game that had options to turn off things that were not triggering, but like could annoy someone with ADHD or hypersensitivity issues. And I thought that was a really cool thing. So, but yeah, let me know. Do you play with subtitles or not? Now, before we leave, I have spoken about this a couple of times over the course of the videos, and that is the pricing on some Xbox 360 games. And I'm starting to see it a lot more across different vendors. And I think it's nuts. There is one guy on Facebook Marketplace that I've been looking at his games for a while now because he's got some good ones. But the issue is they're just really, really expensive. He's got bulk amount of games that he wants $30 or 3 for $75, I think it was. But they're smaller titles, things like Viva Pinata or Connect games or Halo 3. Once again, Halo 3 should not be $30. It's not a $30 game. But then he's also got some more rarer ones, things like Dead Rising 2, the off the record version. Rambo was another one, and that's $30. But I just don't want to pay him $30 to make him think that charging $30 for every game is reasonable. Does that make sense? It's not just him, though. I've seen it at the flea market. I've seen it at op shops. I once went to an op shop and they were trying to sell SingStar as a classic for $60. I was like, what? It's not worth that. And yeah, I don't understand why the price hike is happening. And I don't understand why I'm seeing it more and more across multiple vendors. It's kind of annoying. So let me know, in Australia or the rest of the world, let me know what the prices are for Xbox 360 games in comparison to what you believe they should be. Don't go wild with it. Don't tell me that I believe they should be 50 cents, but someone's selling them for $10. Like, reasonably, I believe there's a lot of games out there that are worth about that $5 to $6 mark, and I'm happy to pay for them. They're older games. Some of them aren't that good, and there's lots of them around. I see them constantly. Everywhere I look for video games, things like Halo 3, Assassin's Creed, the first 4 Assassin's Creed on the Xbox 360 are everywhere, including the Ezio trilogy. They're just everywhere. And I don't think they should have a $20 marker on them. And in saying that, this guy that's got the $30 games, he hasn't sold many. I look at it regularly to see how many he's sold, and he hasn't sold many at all. He's also got another listing for other games that are very similar for $50 each, and I just don't get it. So let me know. What are your thoughts on pricing, the current pricing of Xbox 360 games, and whether it's reasonable or unreasonable? So no new announcements this week. It has been a pretty busy week for me, but I'm sure there's going to be things coming up. We do have AvCon coming up, like I said in the last video, and there's a couple of things later on in the year that'll be coming up, so keep an ear out for those. If you do want to see some other content that's gaming related, based on indie games across the world, but there's a big focus on Australian indie games, go across to the Indie Brew and check out our stuff over there. There is a weekly show as well as a whole bunch of shorts and gameplay footage for really cool indie games. So if you want to check that out, head across there. Otherwise, if you're also liking the content, make sure to subscribe and follow along with the Xbox 360 collection journey and me playing some retro games and giving my thoughts on them. We'd really love to have you here. That's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I hope you have a fantastic week. Let me know what games you're playing at the moment, whether it's on 360 or other consoles, and I will catch you in the next one. As always, enjoy your gaming.